So in this video, I'm going to show you how you can use Kartra to create a web page, and I'll also talk about how you can use it to create a home page for a blog. Both options are available. There are templates for them. So for those of you who don't know about Kartra, Kartra is an all-in-one marketing platform that really can replace quite a lot of different tools you may have for different parts of your marketing. So things like landing pages, email autoresponders, membership sites, video hosting, course hosting, help desk. All that is included in the one Kartra product. But one thing that most people don't realize, it's also quite a good platform for designing web pages and indeed a website. I've actually worked on quite a number of websites which we put together using Kartra, and its design features mean you can really create something quite impressive. So here I'm going to take you through the steps that I go through to create a web page with Kartra. Here I am logged into Kartra, and I've selected the Pages tag. And down on the bottom right, you then click on the green plus button, fairly common within all the Kartra pages, and that opens up the page builder. What you see here is a series of templates, and this list is growing all the time. Two new ones they've just recently added is blog homes, blog posts, and I want you to have a quick look at that first because this may give you some inspiration. This is an example of a blog home which is all structured with the top menu. You've got a hero bar at the top, and then you can list the various posts you have. So if you're looking to put together a blog homepage and you don't really want to get into the weeds with WordPress, this is an excellent way of doing that, and it really is ready to go. If you're creating a website, then I actually recommend you start with a long sales page. The blog home will do, but long sales page is probably more what you'd expect, and I recommend you use this particular template here, which already has the menu bar built in. Or you can, if you're feeling adventurous, start with a blank canvas, and in that situation you basically can add all the items as you go along. But for this video I'm going to start with this particular template here, and I'm going to click on that. That is now selected. There are others, you can by all means look through them. Launch builder, and then give the page a name, and I'm going to call this web demo. Select a category or add a category. I've got some web pages here, so I'll put that on there and create. At this point it will load the page builder and set everything out using the template that was included. So you've got the menu, you've got a hero section, then you've got various sort of content sections below. Some of these you may find very useful, others you may find you don't need, but it gives you a starting point. If you've not really got too much inspiration and you want to get something that flows well, this is probably a good way to do it. You've got some place for testimonials, and you've got some structure to it as well, so it gives you something to work from. So starting at the top, you've got the menu bar, and you can start pretty quickly by adding a logo. Just click on the link there. There's a pencil at the top which then takes you through to this window here where you can change some items, and this is fairly consistent through all the Kartra pages. If you click on style, you can change the margin. You can make it a little bit bigger so that it gives you a bit more height above the logo. You can add depth below, so it makes it a wider area altogether. You can basically change all that. You've got the ability to put a different color in the background. You can align it to left or right of the particular window here, but the main thing you want to do is to actually change the image. So in this case here, I've gone over, I've clicked on image, it's opened up a new image library. These are the ones that are already in Kartra that I've uploaded previously. You've also got the option to actually search for some royalty-free images. So obviously logo, chances are you have your own, but if you want to add images, we'll have a look at that later. So I've selected my logo, I've hit confirm, hit apply, and the logo's there. You can then go through and change these menu items, and the main thing you need to do is to link them. It may be that this isn't your home page, you maybe have a different page, or it may be that you just need to remove it because this is your home page. A features page, maybe you want to go to your blog or about page. Again, you can edit these pretty easily. You click on the pencil, go to text. I can change that now to blog. I can change the font. If you change the font on one, it actually changes them all, which is quite good. You can decide whether you want an icon in front of it, and you can put a link in there. This again is useful because you can link it to another Kartra page. So if you're building your whole site within Kartra, you can start to build this up. Or you can have it so that it goes to an external URL. Maybe this is where your blog is. So you put in an address there. That link will then go to that external site. So that's certainly the most important bits. There's things like effects as well, which probably doesn't really work for the menu, but they are available throughout. What you've also got is, like over here, you've got these highlighted buttons where you can click on view demo or get started, things that you want people to do straight away, so you highlight those. And you can change the coloring on those. You can change whether it has sort of the arrow next to it or just as is. You can change what it says. You can change all the features of it very easily, so you can make it look as you want it. And the good thing is, once you've got that menu as you want it, you can then save that item as a template. And you can also clone it. You can, if you see on the side here, there's this, and this is common on all the pages. You've got a little cog on the side here that shows what section you're in. And you can then save that section as a template. That means that if you want to put this menu on a different page but keep it consistent, you've got that in your templates, and that will show up when you open up the sections to start with. So you go to sections, it's got your favorite blocks, and in there you've got that menu bar at the top, so you can just add that in, you drag it in, and there you are, you've got it on the top of every page. Obviously we don't need that here, so we will remove that. So that's your menu, and that's all set up. Now we need to go on to the main area at the top here. Now this is what comes with it. It is pretty dull. Maybe we can do better than that. So again, going onto the cog at the side here, you've got the option to change this overall image here. So we'll go in, we'll click on the pencil, and we will pick a different background. This could be a video. You can actually put in, there's a new feature now where you can actually put a video in there, which is quite impressive. And you've also got the option to hide it on certain platforms. So if you want the video on the desktop, but you don't want it on a mobile and tablet because it just doesn't look right, you can hide it. So you've got that ability. So in this case, let's go for an image, and we'll select something, fairly random. Just go with this laptop image here, confirm on that, and apply it, and you can see that background now changes. What you've also got is the ability to change the opacity. This is quite faint at the moment, so I'm going to bring that forward a bit, and you can see the image is now much brighter, although maybe too much because it covers over the text. So you can move this around. I'm probably going to go maybe somewhere around 30%, and you've still got the ability to change the way that looks. You can blur it so it doesn't necessarily if it's sort of more of an abstract image, you can take that out. Choice is yours, really. And then you can also change the overlay color. This has got a dark overlay because it's running with white text, but again, you can change it to something completely different. It really doesn't. The options available to you are pretty limitless. So that covers that. What you can also do is change all the items that are on there. You could, if you wanted to, put a video in here, and I'll just show you how to do that. Go to a video block, grab this one here, and what you find is you have sections on the page where you can drop things in, and when it goes green, that's where it's going to get dropped. So this has obviously made it much bigger. You've got your headlines. If you wanted to change that text, if you click on it, you'll see there's a pencil, but there's also a T. That T allows you to then change the actual text itself. So you grab that, you can type something else. You can change the font. So that's Arvo. I can change it just to something else. Just put Badana or Times Roman. They're all available. It's quite a range of different fonts. You can change the size. So again, that's much smaller, or you can go with the sort of the full size headline. You can change the spacing as well. If you wanted a little bit closer or a little bit bigger, you can move that around. Same with the subheading. You've got the same option. You can make it bold. You can also this is something that I'll show you briefly. You switch to column mode and show the columns. You can actually change the size and the spacing. So this at the moment is 100% column. You could, if you wanted to, split that down, make it smaller. You can add 2 columns. You can split it up. If you cloned it, you've got a column below. There's all sorts of different things you can do to make the page look as you want. If you don't like it, you can delete it. You just hit the X in the corner. You can edit the look and feel of the column as well. Again, you've got the same thing here. You can change the margins, the spaces, same as you did before. What I suggest is really just play with it and until you come up with what you want, what you think is going to work for you. If you want to delete an area, you can do that. You've got the undo button, which means you can bring it back. All that pretty straightforward stuff, but again, it gives you that total flexibility on what you want to do and what you can do. So going down a bit further, this section here, I'm not really loving this, so I'm going to go over here and I'm going to delete it. It goes away and you've got something you can bring in otherwise. So let's go to sections here and maybe bring in something else. Let's have a look at some of the content. You've got these sort of features here. That's one I've saved, and then you've also got different sort of layouts here. So maybe let's take this one across. This one's got a fair bit going on. You've got an image at the top here which is in place. You can change that image. Again, if you go back to component mode, so you see at the moment it says columns, you can change that back to component. You can take the columns out. At that point, then you can decide to change this. So you can change the size of it. You can make the image smaller. You can copy it. You can move it and put it somewhere else. Everything's available there. You just need to look at what you've got at the top here, and you can play around with it. So I'm going to delete that one because that wasn't really supposed to be there. But I'm going to make this one a little bit smaller. It's a little bit overpowering. See, again, you've got a different font here. You can grab this and move it somewhere else if you want it further down. Likewise with this, you can delete this. So again, you've got it set up. So you've got these buttons. These buttons can be sent to different places. You click on the pencil. Again, you can change the color. You can make it completely different. You can change the color of the text. It really is up to you what you want to do with it. And you can also move the text around. You can change the shadow on the button. There's a whole range of different things you can do. You can make the button smaller. Everything that you want to do, you can do. Pretty much change what it says. You want to learn more, you can do that. You want to put an icon in front of it, you can do that. You can select an icon. You can maybe just go something like that. Apply it. It's all available. Put a link in there so that goes to another page, a calendar, a registration form, anything pretty much you want. What you can also do, which might be quite difficult to demonstrate here, is you can put effects on. So with this image here, I might want the effect of the image zooming in. So you put that in there. So if we just flick over to the side here, this is the action button. You can save your progress, which I would recommend you do reasonably regularly, just in case it decides to crash or you lose internet connection. What you can also do is preview it, so you can see what it looks like. You can open the preview, and this will open another page, and you can see here that it's basically set up, and you can see what it looks like. What you can also do within the application is see what it looks like on different platforms. See, that's what it looks like on a mobile. Maybe it doesn't look as good, so you might want to do something different. And then you can go back and see what a desktop looks like. Pretty clever stuff. So there you have it. It's giving you an overview there as to how you can put together the components of a web page using Kartra. It's very much a starting point, but it gives you a feel of what is capable, or what it's capable of, and what you're able to do. And the good thing about it, it's all drag and drop, it's all visual. You don't really need to be a coder. You certainly don't need to worry about HTML or trying to get various widgets working, what you'd sometimes do within WordPress and certainly some other more traditional development platforms. It is under the hood a landing page builder, but the good thing about it is it's got the ability to be a website host as well, be a blog host, and you can really get quite creative with the various components within Kartra, and it really can go quite deep. Like these images here, you can change the image behind these iPads and phones, but the good thing is you've already got this structure in place, so you can use it to give your site a very professional look, but you can also add your own content. So there you go, you've got a picture of yours truly there sat in the iPad. You can put a different picture in with the iPhone. All very easy to deal with. And again, it will tend to size it accordingly. So I've got a more of a longer picture there, but it's still taken a piece of it and moved it into there. And it's customizable. You can change things around. You can still move these things about. If you don't like them over there, you can put them somewhere else. It's all pretty much open to whatever you want to do with it. Likewise, again, this has got a white background, this has got more of a brick background. You can then just change it all together. You maybe don't like the fact that it's got an image over there, you can change that out. If you don't want to put an image in, you can take the image out altogether and just unselect it, confirm, apply it, and then you've just got a plain background. It really is up to you what you want to do with it. The good thing about the templates is you have actually got these pre-made sections, so if you don't really know how to build this sort of thing or put the columns in, you can choose a template or choose a section that's got that content built in. So take a features section here. If you want to put something together that's got a block of 4 items, you just drag that across, drop it in, and you have the block of 4 items. And you can decide whether you want an icon or not. You can change it around, you can move it, you can link it to something. You've got a button, you can take the button out, you can make multiple copies of it, so you've got more than one. You can really play with it. Now you've got 6 just by clicking the clone button at the top, and again you can change these around. You can also change the way they're separated, the way they're structured, the column sizes. It's all easy to do. You just got to have a bit of creativity. So I hope you found this useful. It's very much an overview just to really show you how you can move things around, create things. What I'm looking to do on another video I'm creating is to actually show you some examples of websites that we've put together to just give you some idea what is possible. And I also intend to do the same with some blog post pages. So again, it sort of demonstrates Kartra's ability to be really a single platform for all aspects of your marketing. If If you'd like to know more, please click on some of the links below. There's a link to try Kartra, and there's also some useful material that you might find helpful while you're using Kartra.